Hey everybody, how's it going? Yogurt here as usual on a Tuesday evening. Hope everybody's doing well. Looks like we already got a few in chat. Marcia, Buffy, and Gray, the usual suspects for the weeknight. Hope you're all doing well. Hope the workday is treating you well. Gray, I know you're still there, so sorry about that, bud. Hopefully, hopefully it's a decent day for you. Anyway, Yeah, not a lot's changed, I guess, but at the same time, I did completely overhaul my setup in terms of had a fit of insomnia, couldn't sleep, which is normal. So woke up the wee hours Sunday morning and rearranged my entire gaming setup. So camera angle's a little weird, lighting's a little off for tonight. I didn't stress too much about it because it's temporary, because I got 90% of the way to where I wanted to go, and realized that one of my 4 monitor cables was just too short. So, hang on one moment. Oops, I don't seem to have audio for some reason. Bear with me. No audio. Oh. No. Oh, Buffy's scaring me. I'm always plagued with these audio issues. I just assumed it was on mine and started going, so might have muted myself off and on there a couple of times unnecessarily, but thanks for the heads up, Buffy. I would actually rather you give me a heads up and tell me I have an issue sooner rather than later, so very much appreciated, because that's normally it's been mine. So anyway, as I was saying, one of my 4 monitor cables is about a foot too short, so couldn't put the camera where I wanted to, so it's kind of at an off angle and can't see the Witcher poster. It's all good. I don't plan on that being the case after tonight's stream, for a couple of reasons. Largely, the cable is supposed to be here sometime today. Which brings me to another update. At some point, it is a virtual guarantee that my dogs will go absolutely bananas, and it will be an all-out audio assault of an unpleasant nature. I will mute my mic when this happens until they have calmed down. The reason for this is, one, that cable should be being delivered, but more importantly, and another payoff of my insomnia, I was up at 4 in the morning and snagged myself a Ryzen 5800, the processor I've been wanting, which will allow me to bump up the quality of the stream. That'll be a good thing. So, the viewing experience should improve probably by the weekend stream, because I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get the CPU in tomorrow and everything. I don't really want to tear it down tomorrow when I then have to stream on Thursday, so I might wait till Friday. We'll see what happens. But anyway, those will be coming. My dogs will go crazy. I apologize in advance. I will mute my mic, and hopefully they make it a short-lived audio assault, although Taz does not like to allow for that. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's get on with the game. We just got to Novigrad. We're looking for Triss. She seems to be in hiding. Now we have to go, I believe, find a beggar or a thief to take us to the King of Beggars, which is where a lot of the sorceresses are hiding because the witch hunters are after them. So let's get on with that. The only thing worse than a short cane is a short cable. Yeah, that's true, because you can work with a short cane, but when your cable's too short, you're just the opposite of the other side of that joke. Alright, here we go. Let's get going.
As the Emperor's spies told it, Ciri had reached Novigrad. A lone attempt to find her in the North's largest city would certainly fail. But Geralt had friends he could count on. The Witcher decided to contact Triss Marigold.
Indeed I did. You just ordered a short cable. That is funny. It's very rare that you're ordering a short... Although I've done that too. You want little patch cables. I'm like, I don't want all this mess. So I've done the opposite as well. It goes both ways without question. But in this case, my DisplayPort cable for my ultra-wide is probably not even a foot short, to be honest. It's probably like 6-7 inches too short. So I ordered a 10 foot because I don't want this issue again in case I decide I wanted it slightly farther, and that would just be super flipping annoying.
So fucked up once. Blood came out the ears.
That's pretty drunk if blood comes out your ears. Where is the armor that's supposed to be? Oh, wait. Okay. It's nighttime. He's not supposed to be there right now. Though, interestingly enough, the banker, with the pun of banker's hours, is always here. Wish that was, you know, reality. Anyway, we're supposed to find a beggar. No, we're not going to find a boat headed to Skellige yet. Despite the game's obsession with us doing that. Alright, look for thieves on the main square. Talk with beggars about the king of thieves. Or king of beggars.
Another drifter in from Temeria.
I'm not a drifter. I mean, Witchers kind of are drifters in a roundabout sort of way.
Me? The more I drink, the clearer I think.
Do you like it here?
Someone just steal something from someone already so I can follow you. Come on, it's not that hard.
Such lovely natural surroundings.
I would do it, but I wouldn't know where to go so I could follow myself. Okay, there's a quest marker over here. Ah. Or we'll talk to the beggar. We'll give you money for information.
Take pity on me, misery, good folk, and aid a man crippled by misfortune.
Word is nothing's free in Novigrad.
Oh, another one come bursting with questions. Now, where do you folk
The
gain
background
the idea
in
we
this
beggars know
screen when
everything?
it's showing Geralt,
I need to see
it's
this
pretty
and I
cool
need to
looking.
find
It
that one
almost
who
doesn't
robbed me
seem like it'd be
brother. Fuck
Novigrad.
if
It
I
almost could
know.
be like somewhere near Kabuki or that area of cyberpunk. Like when you start looking closely at the, you know, woodwork at the top of the building, it's not. But like at first glance with the lights and everything.
There's this place in Novigrad they call the Putrid Grove.
Aye, it's about right. Well, Novigrad's full of nooks and crannies with odd names. Looking to sightsee, buy a bloody map.
Heard men like you frequent this alley.
And I've heard they fed you all shit and you
Diagon
smiled
alley.
and ate it. Now, don't mean no offence. Go in peace.
Well, you're about as useless. I'm not giving you money. A mob.
You're a fierce one, but you've fairness in your eyes.
Look!
You're all
The
just get off my
corpse-like
back.
visage, the beastly eye.
Got the courage to repeat that slander to my face?
Readily. You are a
Only because you know I won't
a
decapitate
freak,
you in
a
public.
useless relic of
Well,
a bygone age that should be burned like
it's
a
not always true.
withered
It
branch.
might.
How many people's lives have you saved? From Bruxay, from Leshens?
That has no bearing.
Asked you a question. How many?
Zero.
There's something to think about, folks.
Preacher's fierce in the mouth, but holler at him and his tail slinks between his legs. Come on, people.
Well played, Geralt. Well played.
Help a poor fellow out.
Not entirely as satisfying as just, you know,
In short, who kisses
punching
your
him,
ass today
but-
will bite it tomorrow.
okay, thievery. Where is the thievery? It's around midnight. I mean, come on. Another beggar. There you are.
Aid a veteran of the struggle against the Black once.
Where'd you fight?
Angrin early on. In Sedaris last, along the banks of the Pontar. So, help me out?
Yeah, why not? He's a vet.
Here.
Seems to be
Now
legit.
you help me.
They'll
Gotta
pay for the
find back
information
alley
as long as
locals
he
call
has
the
it.
Putrid Grove. It's important.
Don't know naught about no grove, putrid or other. Don't generally care much for orchardry.
This is urgent.
Leave me be, I don't know. wobbly. Eat some overripe sheep's feet.
The beggars are not being helpful. We paid him. Be careful about looting stuff in Novigrad, because I guess it applies to most of the cities in the game, but some of it's okay, some of it's not. Depends on who sees you.
Look kindly on a
Sometimes
wretched
it's hard to
soul.
tell.
Aid one who last saw nourishment 3 days past.
All right, give you a crown.
Crown's enough, my lord. When your gut's so empty, it's stuck flat to your spine.
Could give you more on one condition. You tell me where you drop your takings for the day.
I drop 'em with me lady. Serious trouble if I didn't.
I think you take them to the Putrid Grove.
Far as I'm concerned, the king of beggars can stick his crown up his arse, then shove it even deeper with his sceptre. Bugger won't get a broken copper from me.
You're either pretty damn brave or just plain stupid.
What's he gonna do? Break me legs? Let him. Me taking's double as a cripple.
From what I hear, they'd break your legs just to start.
Some coin for me future widow, then.
Are you gonna give me information, or just take my money
There.
again?
Now
Like the
tell me
other
where the
bum?
Putrid Grove is. It's the least you could do.
I don't know. And believe you me, I don't want to know. God protect. Faced, scaring decent folk.
Good pickup there, Buffy. Good pickup. And on this point, it's as I want everything to behave at least partially as it applies to the Star Wars universe.
Economically.
Oh, hang on, guys. Muting myself here. Okay, they seem to have quieted down here, so... And sadly, I mean, it's not a dud. It's my cable. Not that this is an exciting thing to unbox, but I'm just questioning whether or not 10 feet fits in here. Guess it does. I'm happy with that. One that actually looks different from the rest. Alright, anyway, sorry about the interruption there. Let me catch back up on chat here. I was laughing about that and about to complain about the fact that Geralt has Axii, which is telekinetic push. You know, why can't I force choke? I know, wrong universe, but nonetheless, I want it. You know, I want it. Because I want to be able to force choke and everything, including real life. Yeah, that's Amazon. So, anyway, the downside of this is there will be another interruption because the CPU's still not here. I know, right? The ball's on that guy. But yeah, Amazon's always putting on the OT. My CPU's coming from Newegg delivery by OnTrack, which supposedly, I mean, it says it's out for delivery still. I haven't gotten anything on track in a while, but apparently they're going to be delivering late. Again, happy to have it.
Why the hell are you following me?
Just happen to be going where you're going.
And how the bloody hell do you know where I'm going?
Because I'm following you.
Well, you're not as clever as you think, and I'm not blind. You're on your way to see the King of Beggars.
Gonna rob me? Got any ploughing idea what a courier is? This gold is for
Someone
the
to rob?
non-humans. Take it, and you'll be fucked.
Not really, but I also don't want to rob you.
Like you'll be when I let a few people know you pocket some. Not all the non-human gold makes it to the king, does it?
What the fuck are you on about? I don't pocket a thing.
I'm not the one you need to explain this to.
All this shite goes to the king, along with whatever I make.
Uh-huh.
Well, actually think Bedlam would believe you? You're in for a fucking
I do,
surprise.
actually.
Come on, genius. Can't wait to see what he does to you.
Nothing. He's gonna kick your ass for falling for the trick and taking me to him. Yeah, I've never been big fans of On Track, but if they get my CPU here unscathed on time, I'm not going to complain too much.
Body parts that prance my hair, cheeks like full bellows, begging to be squeezed.
Ah, Fabian, it's unhealthy this
The inability to get that's been an intermittent thorn in my side. Partially on principle, it's just irritating, but partially it has limited certain things, like it prevented me from being able to play Horizon Zero Dawn on stream as the first game, because my CPU wouldn't handle playing and streaming it quite right. And I can't stream at 1080, which I'd like to. I'm streaming at 720, even though I'm playing at 1080. So, you know, these issues should cease to exist.
Nosy bugger. Hmm?
Yeah, terrible trait. Poking around where I probably shouldn't be, I know. But I gotta find the Putrid Grove.
That's a secret place for secret folk doing secret business. And who's to say you're any good at keeping a secret?
I'm a witcher.
Me. You have my word.
Doesn't
A
really
freak's
mean much,
build you
actually.
gas, not more. How stupid do you think I am? Grab the whore's son. Smash the bugger.
Let's dance.
I wonder if the other dialogue option gave me the option to not fight him. I mean, it's fine, I'll just beat him all up, and I'm pretty sure this will get me where I need to go, but...
That's it, you're in for it.
Or they're gonna beat the piss out of me. Alright, come on. Why don't you try and hit me? I'm gonna fight more strategic, so I don't just die in a stupid way. I had to. Just get my ass kicked a little bit there. A lot there. And there are 4 of them. Okay,
You're in for it.
get out of the corner.
Come on.
On. So in Darth's chat we were discussing the fight mechanics and fights in general in Cyberpunk. Since both games have the, you know, side quest lines of each area having a fight quests and whatnot. And yeah,
Not
they're
good.
definitely much better in this game, because this is challenging, but it's not because it's, like, goofy and I can't block or anything. I mean, it's because there's 4 of them, and I blocked one and went to hit another one, and one of the other 4 hit me. So it's, you know, realistic, you know, to use the word
Enough. I was just following
loosely in a
orders.
video game.
Got a simple question. You're gonna give me a simple answer. Where's the Putrid Grove?
In Lysol's. Down an alley. Man, guarding the gate. Gotta give him the password.
What is the password?
Old sows. Farrowed piglets.
See? Just gotta make the effort.
Interesting password.
Novigrad's not your stomping ground.
Great. I think that, yeah, I'm gonna call that a dad joke. Either way, it's bad but funny. What else is around here? Oops, wrong one. No good. Sometimes you can blow the crap out of the way and get at the other stuff that you can see there, but it won't let you have. Other times, not so much. Anyway, top secret is top secret. Chevy Chase, or is that the original I Spy? Okay, it's the Val. Okay, yeah, you're right. It is good and underrated. I was just thinking of the wrong one, but now that you've said Val Kilmer, I'm thinking of the right one. God, I haven't seen that movie in. I have no idea. It's been well over 10 years, I'm certain. Let's see. Not too far now, it doesn't seem.
I'm warning you.
Kilmer, God. Val Kilmer, there we go, I can speak, is also just in general, I think, an underrated actor. I mean, he's also picked a lot of crappy roles and not a ton of great ones, but he's had some seriously amazing ones that are varied, you know, they're not all the same. All of his good movies aren't the same, or his good roles aren't the same role. I mean, God, look at him playing Doc Holliday in Tombstone compared to anything else he's ever played, you know, and he did it amazingly.
Open up.
Who are you and what do you want?
Can't tell a freak. Why not talk?
Doing some sightseeing. Kinda curious about what's
Yes, he
beyond
did
this
kill it
gate.
in The Saint.
My brother-in-law was curious. Worm's been eating him for 5 years now.
I thought I was the only person that saw that movie. And I'm not saying that because I think it was bad. I just mean because, like, it was not popular and no one seemed to see it. I liked it. Again, been a while.
Take a look. What do you see?
Yellow eyes, pair of swords, mutated killer, methinks.
Heard this place was a meeting spot for oddities.
Heard right. Know the password, get him free. Don't know it, gotta contribute to the Grove's upkeep.
Just so happens I do know it.
Old sows, farrowed piglets.
Ah. Welcome to the Grove, brother.
Because I lit some of your friends on fire and beat them up. And they told me. Like, I don't know why that movie wasn't more popular or do better, or however you want to say it. See if this vendor in here has anything. If I remember correctly, he's awful to sell to, because he gives you crap for everything. I can play him in Gwent.
What are you offering?
I think I might have a lot of... Yep, definitely don't need venom extract. Lunar shards. I always need more optimotors. Phosphorus, no. Quicksilver might. I can always come back. I do always need that too, actually, so let's get it. I do want those. It's a lot of money. I'll get them from a quest once I finally do the horse races that I just don't want to do because I suck at them. But I will eventually. Great. Okay. How do you do this Gwent? Oh my god. Compare decks for Gwent. You mentioned it a couple weeks ago, and I have yet to figure it out, which is probably because I just don't know what I'm doing, but... How do I do that? Since I have you here. I'm not going to play him right now just because I don't want to play Gwent at the moment. I'll come back and play him, but do tell me how to do it because that's been bugging me. It's less of an issue now because my deck's stronger than I didn't want to talk to you. Remember how to play the game better, but nonetheless. You son of a... I'm not mad because you got me. Your delivery was perfect back then, and enough to think that I just truly had missed something in the, you know, however many hundreds of hours I had on my first playthrough, and wherever I'm at on this one, you just never found it.
More and more people come to our secret clinics.
You did make it a reference to, you know, Kane comparisons,
Yes.
but I thought that part was a joke, and
Me
anyway,
and my men will manage just fine.
You got
without
me.
the help of you or
and I'm
any
only
other
mad
mages.
because I wanted it to be a
You,
real thing.
Well, without our help, you're sitting ducks for the temple guard. Who do I spy?
Geralt?
Hey, Triss.
Indeed.
See you two know each other. See you two know each other well. I was curious whether you'd managed to find me, Witcher.
I find everyone. Alright, let me approve that. Gray. There we go. Yeah, I'm not mad that you got me because it's funny, and it's funny that you got me, and I'll own it. I'm only mad that I wanted it to be a real mechanic, and now I'm just sad. Got something to take up with me?
Am I mistaken, or you got something to take up with me?
Who knows? Man with two swords and the skill to use them could be very useful these days.
Indeed.
Could have sent some underling to fetch me.
Could have.
Would have saved me
But
from
I
looking
admit
for
I
you.
wanted to see how you'd manage. See if you're as crafty as you are well crafted. See, Witcher? I've got plans. Big plans. Far-reaching plans to reshape
I like
this
how it
city
panned to
head to
Triss's
toe.
face to like do the nod of
Ever thought
agreement
seeking
when
a
you said
seat on
well
the city
crafted.
council?
City Council is a puppet troupe with a hierarchy of the Church of the Eternal Fire as its puppeteer. Until recently, that is, when Radovid and his witch hunters took the reins. The semblance of power don't interest me.
Yeah, I'm more interested in what he
A
wants
man
than to
with a
tell him
vision.
he can't do it.
One day, the so-called free city of Novigrad will be truly free. But before that can happen, we got to rid it of superstition, farting around about the hallowed essence of the eternal fire. Nonsense for kiddies.
Apparently not. Cheering crowd at the execution. Mostly adults.
Any crowd of rabble will cheer to the stench of burning flesh. But one day, folk will understand the eternal fire's naught but a leash around their necks. They call this place the Putrid Grove, but it's the rest of Novigrad that's putrefied. This here's the last bastion of normality, sanity, reason. I'm actually glad someone like you's found his way to our city, 'cause it will be our city one day, Geralt. Mark my words.
Yours, plural?
Yeah, mine. And me friends. But that's a tale for another time. For now, I'll leave you two alone. 'Cause I can see, well, you clearly need it.
It's not like that anymore, dude.
Harold, I have
we
a
do
lot
have
of
some
things to
catching
take
up
care
to
of
do.
in town.
I'll be glad to tag along. What's your arrangement? He using you?
Helping me to survive, actually.
6 months ago, if somebody said Triss Marigold would be working for a Novigrad criminal, I'd never have believed it.
6 months ago, Triss Marigold parted with someone very dear to her and had to start anew. Hasn't turned out like I imagined. Come on. Let me get...
Damn it. Didn't mean to cut off the dialogue like that.
As ever. Damn shame to part.
Don't fret. Bound to be back soon.
It's a hell of a boobiful outfit they gave Triss there.
I take it you're in Novigrad on important business.
Important doesn't do it justice. I'm looking for someone.
More precisely?
Young woman who's like a daughter to me.
Her? Here? No, impossible.
She was here. There are witnesses, evidence. Was hoping you'd heard something. You've been here a while. I need you to help me find something, anything, a trace.
I'll do everything I can, of course. Who might know more?
It's an interesting way to end the conversation. Who might know more now follow Triss? And that's... So it's a cool outfit. That is... It's unusually cut there in the middle, but it's to accentuate her full figure. Because that's what
Hello, Klug. Managed to
games
get
and
those
everything
magic
else
incense
does
ingredients?
Yes, somewhat with difficulties, you might say. I was walking along the canal with a sack full of goodies for you.
Here we go.
Looked up and spied a trio of temple guards coming the other way.
Get to the point, Klug. No time today for one of your long stories.
Wait! A sack full of magicalities and they were coming straight towards me. I don't easily frighten, but I felt a cold sweat on my arse, I did. I'm afraid I had no choice. I dropped the sack in the water. I had to. When asked why, I claimed it contained a dead cat.
It's never good to drop the sack in the water.
But they believed me.
I need that package, Klug. I've got a contract.
It must be on the canal bed. Luckily, it was heavy enough to sink. I'm sure it'll turn up if you search.
Luckily.
You expect me to pay you, then dive for my goods into that ice-cold filth?
I want her help.
I can do that. Where'd you toss the package?
Near the crane. Second bridge in from the harbour.
I didn't expect such devotion.
Wanted to freshen up anyway. Let's go.
Stop. Hear that? They've come for us.
The fall didn't break until I began to prick his heels. Every man's got his sensitive spots. Interrogated a mage once. Pain couldn't touch him. Tore off his fingernails, crushed his bollocks, nothing. Turned out, he was devilishly ticklish. I placed a beetle on his belly and set a mug atop it. Damn near went mad.
We were lucky this time, but you'd best leave via the sewers. The trapdoor's in the floor.
It's very
Take care of
paranoid.
yourself,
I mean, I
Klug.
get why, but... Anyway, so in between last stream and this one, I remembered I wanted to go in and turn on the alternate looks for Ciri, Yennefer, Triss. I feel like there was somebody else, but there wasn't one for Geralt. I remember that. Point being, so she's in a different outfit than she normally would, but I wanted to see them this time. Like I said, it's really cool, a little impractical, and Although the other one, since we haven't seen Triss in this playthrough yet, her other outfit's incredibly boobaful anyway, so that's not unique to this one. This one's just more flowy and more like a dress. To see what the other ones look like. To the sewers. And there she comes. Just trying to loot. Can't you not let me loot before the attack? Taking me 10 minutes. Maybe 2 seconds. Inconsiderate.
Should be an exit. Klug wouldn't have sent us here if there wasn't. Must be a lever on this wall that opens a secret passage.
Probably. Aha.
Free city of Novigrad. Name actually used to mean something.
The very reason so many mages came here after the massacre at Loch Muin. Thought they'd be safe from Radovid's reapers. Instead, they jumped out of the frying pan into the fire. But Novigrad stands on top of a mountain of coin, and winning a war takes 3 things. Coin, coin, and even more coin. That's why they're exterminating mages, confiscating their property and possessions. And they'll go after non-humans next. The elves occupy... Judging by what Klug said, the parcel should be around here on the bottom. Unless the poor man was mistaken. He's been forgetful ever since Manga interrogated him. Seems to be suffering from a persecution complex, too.
Current must have carried the sack seaward. I'll swim towards the port. Coming with?
Maybe some other time.
Don't know what you're missing.
It's your
Water's
stuff,
thick
come
with
on.
pungent oils. Guessing it'll do wonders for my complexion.
Yeah, frigid would be better. Or worse. Everyone look at that. Do you have to watch out for the C-word sex? They tend to be salty. Or in this case, leathery. Of course it rains. Not that it really matters. I just got out of the nasty river anyway.
Find the parcel? Or did you get wet for no reason?
Nothing like a refreshing swim in a filthy canal. Found a few fish, a rusty anchor, the carcass of a boat. Oh, and this.
Oh, my package. Hope the contents aren't soaked through. Oh, you're a doll.
Well, they were in the water for
Seem to be in your
however long,
element.
so probably.
Still remember my elements? How I use them?
Come on, 6 months isn't that long. It's not like I'm senile.
But you do
I
have a
am
history
old.
of amnesia.
I've recovered my
Touche.
memory completely.
Good. That should stop people from taking advantage of you.
Someone's been taking advantage of me.
I have, for one.
I've never even intimated.
We need to hurry.
I may not have intimated, but you knew I was hopelessly in love with Yennefer, and still seduced me while my memory was gone. Granted, you were helping me get my memory back too, but still. It seems unless I do this slow walk with her, it's going to continue to cut off her dialogue that I don't want to cut
Greetings,
off.
sorceress.
Greetings,
Wouldn't have
Brandon.
this time, but
I didn't expect you to bring company.
Triss, you told this man you're a sorceress?
Of course. She was looking for work. That's her chief asset.
Are you, Triss?
I know it was reckless, but competition's stiff here. No one would hire me if I claimed to be a common rat catcher.
More importantly, no one would believe such a beauty could be an exterminator of rodents. But I'd prefer you not to tarry and
probably
begin.
true.
Triss, you and Brandon here. You've agreed a price?
We settled on a full coin purse.
Brandon and Co. is a serious outfit.
Oh, did you?
We've the largest granary in all Novigrad.
Don't much like merchants who flatter with cheap praise before the job's done.
That was not cheap praise. I was merely stating a fact.
So am I. I want you to pay in full in advance.
I'm afraid that's impossible.
Then trap your own rats.
Well, now I know why she brought you along. Fine. A full purse of Novigrad crowns as proof of my goodwill.
Thank you.
We need to place these crystals around the granary, near anything that looks rat-related.
Anything that looks rat-related, that's non-specific.
I'll cover half the space, you take the other half. Look for evidence of rat activity.
Okay.
Thing is, I know what evidence of manticore activity looks like, but rodents?
Geralt, we'd both rather be somewhere else. I'd rather be sitting in a royal council meeting, but they killed my king. Look for crevices and droppings.
Once we place this incense, what then?
I'll cast a spell and the rats will leave.
Can't do that without sprinkling incense? Don't really feel up to looking for rat shit.
Stop whining.
I want to whine. I'm a wisher that's going around
Looks like a
looking
good
for
spot.
rat shit, as he
I don't
pointed
like
out.
that guy.
Brandon? I don't either. He's much too fat.
Can't help but agree. But
Since
no.
that's a
Notice
reason
how he
not to
didn't
like
try
someone.
haggle?
Must really want the rats out.
Triss, he's a merchant. He makes his living by haggling.
If
It's
I
true,
worried
it does
about that
smell
sort
of the setup. Okay, I cut her off on that one. Not entirely on purpose, but at the same time I'm fine with it, because...
Think I plugged every hole in there.
All right. Get ready for some magic fireworks. Once I activate the incense, we'll have a moment to talk. Well, now we wait for them to scurry away.
Interesting method. Never had much luck with rats. Once I hit one with a fork in complete darkness, trying to show off my witcher's senses. Masterful throw, really. Problem was, no one else saw it. How could they in the dark?
So, what do you think? Rat catcher? It's a long way to fall from being advisor to Temeria's king.
I'm just glad to see you safe and sound. And
Reconciled?
Yeah, we'll go with the honest. Yeah, so you romanced her in Witcher 2. See, I haven't played Witcher 1 or 2. I wanted to before 3, but I couldn't find them for PlayStation at the time. I now actually own them both for PC, just haven't played them yet. Will one of these days. Possibly, we'll see. But
knew a man once who reacted to everything, especially adversity, by mocking it.
Healthy attitude. Must have lived long.
Came a day he lost both his legs in battle. He shrugged, said it was better that way. He'd never feel pain in them again.
I understand him perfectly.
I know. Thing is, he was lying to himself.
I think he just didn't have much of a choice.
We all lie sometimes, but lying to yourself is running away, whereas there's really nowhere to run.
Sometimes you have to escape just to forget. Your friend might have dwelled on his lost legs, but it's not like by grieving he could have grown another pair. So, tell me how Yen's doing?
How do you know I found her?
You didn't answer my question. How's Yen?
seriously though, I found her like a week ago. Is 2 worth going back and playing? Gray? I'm not gonna lie to her.
Not bad. Asking about anything specific?
Never mind. I got my answer.
I do dig her sandal boots, though. Those are really cool looking. Actually, I mean, aesthetically, I really dig the entire outfit. It's super cool, and I like the color.
Are lovebirds having themselves a little chat instead of working?
Your
The
rats
job's
are
done.
gone.
Garrett,
Jackass.
those are...
I know who they are, Triss.
My friends begged me to notify them if I encountered a mage, sorceress, what have you. Didn't have the heart to refuse.
It's a trap, Geralt.
This stank from the start.
No, really?
If these boys are here to help us kill rats, they're late. You paid up front and got what you paid for. Not half a rodent left in the granary.
I paid in advance because I knew I'd recover my coin.
You think
Such is
so?
life for sorceresses in Novigrad these days.
I can see that, and I don't like it. So here's what I think. The hunters have come, and now they can go.
They'll do no such thing.
All right, we've talked. Do what you gotta. Just remember, I can't help but get in your way.
Heard enough from this horse, son.
As have I. Neither is to leave here alive.
Warned you guys. Tried to let you get away. But no. Seriously, 4 of you, 3 of you, 4 for a Witcher and a Sorceress. I mean, any Witcher and Sorceress. There's only 3 of them. It's even dumber.
Bastard hired me on the assumption he wouldn't have any pain.
But much less Geralt and Triss.
If not for you, we need to find Brand.
Not for you, you would have incinerated them all yourself and it would have been fine.
Well,
Don't kill me. Good sir, no. They forced me. Had I not told them, they'd have set fire to my home, my warehouse. The mage hunters know no mercy. Spare me, good man. Be not like those murderers.
Shut up. I should kill you. Thing is, you'd be no good to anyone but the gulls as a corpse. So you'll live and pay us double. Now.
The audio's doing a weird thing right now during this scene.
Now get.
The rain sounds really
Geralt.
loud and it's like panning from ear to ear.
You should try to keep better company.
he was still better than some
So
mages.
sorry if it sounds weird on
You
the
know,
stream.
I've been thinking who might know something about Ciri, and I just got an idea. There's an
Why is her...
environmental monster in town,
Okay, that might be the
Korean
problem.
Tilly. Very capable, supposedly.
Never trust
Okay,
the
that's the
dreamer's
audio
abilities
problem
myself.
there.
Kareen's been very effective. You should at least try. She's taken a job close by. Follow the canal away from the fish market. The house is near the first bridge. Its owner, Dejon Kier, is a rich banker.
Not coming with me?
I've got some things to take care of.
Another rat-infested warehouse?
Not exactly. Nothing
The
even
stupid
remotely
flame.
satisfying. Such are the times.
Alright, so the annoying sound is the fact that she bugged a little bit and she still has her flame on, that she's clearly like holding her hip with and everything else. That's what the annoying sound is. Go see you later.
Thanks for
I'm gonna
everything.
give her the wrong idea. I don't
See
want
you,
to
Triss.
romance her. I like you, I'm better.
Mm-hmm. See you.
How do I find you if I need you?
I live in the Bits. Head up the hill past the fish market. Stop by.
Be seeing you.
Yep. Like that's what I was talking about. I was like, I thought it was the rain noise being all weird and panning, and then I realized no, it was because it glitched and still had her fireball on her hand still going, and that was this weird, annoying sound. I loved the show. It was really, really good. Yeah, so I haven't played 1 or 2, and I haven't read the books. I did see all the show, and I played this as my second time, and done a lot of in-between reading, just not the books. which is why I want to play the games. I actually do want to read the books because I like the lore and the story. So I'm sure I will play 2, and I'll probably play one of these days, just cause. Sell some stuff to you.
Need something sharpened, reforged.
No.
What do you have on offer?
Those hips were very literally on fire, Gray. There's no denying that. Okay, clear out the junk. Does more damage. Okay. Overall, this is actually the best of the 3 and a better sword. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to that. Repair equipped. And repair you. That I can get rid of. Is this worth dismantling? No. Okay. I really wish it would auto-sort itself once I've switched menus. I say that and then it would make me mad at some point that it did it, so that's better. 151, that's... They're all better, I just can't use any of them yet. So I guess I'll keep them. Throw them in the old stash.
So long.
Find the dreamer in the old house.
Yeah, life's wet enough in the gutter.
Actually, what other quests do we have going on here in Novigrad? I'm thinking about it. Not much, actually. It's not actually in Novigrad, I already know that, I remember. Alright, so not much. I also haven't checked any of the message boards here in Novigrad yet. Figured I would progress the main story a little bit and meet up with Triss and all that good stuff.
Wind's howling.
You know, girl, 98% of the time you can say that and it'd be accurate, and yet you just said it at one of the rare times that the wind didn't sound like it was howling. It's alright, buddy. Been a long day.
Help! Save me! I'm dying of poverty.
I always love that line. Help, save me, I'm dying of poverty.
God damn this weather.
What is... Oh, that's what that is, Buffy. I was trying to figure out what it was, and then I think I figured it out. It's not where I wanted to go. thought it was.
Rain was coming. Felt it in my bones.
Did you feel the rain in your bones? Okay.
Do you see what I see?
I don't know, what do you see? Let's see, Gray's at work, so no telling what he's drinking.
Just passing by, wanderer? Or do you seek something specific?
Who's asking?
Rudolf de Jonkier. Of those
That's
de
a name.
Jonkiers, yes. My ancestors laid the foundations of this city. I now own its largest bank.
Didn't need a recommendation. Name would have been enough.
Father always said, all ought to know your merits, son. Don't hide them under a bushel.
I'm looking for Corrine Tilly.
Oh, you've come to the right place, then. Corrine is inside. Been there for a few days, dreaming the home's history.
Why do you need to know the house's history? You a historian or on a whim?
I bought this property a short while ago. Paid a pretty penny, I might add. Soon after, I witnessed disturbances. Led me to fear the home might be haunted.
What are the symptoms?
Oh, they vary. Giggling in the night. And furniture moving about in the attic. And last week... Well, you shan't believe it. I found human feces in the parlor.
Not interested in what's going on inside? Seeing it for yourself?
I'm a banker. Cursed homes scare me. Do you know how a haunting can affect property value? Point of fact.
Negatively,
Corrine
I would
requested
imagine.
she not be disturbed.
I recognize the line and I can't place it, Gray. That's gonna bug me. He does need the ghost hunters.
I'd like to go inside, look around.
I don't usually let strangers rummage around my home. Twin swords, though. You're a witcher. You may enter, call that my whim.
Truth is, we're already dependent on the Black Ones, economically.
And he already let a stranger in here to dream the history of the house, so why not let a strange witcher in? Since monsters are generally my jam. Or ghosts, or whatever might be lurking about.
That's blood. Don't spill it. Please.
It sounded interesting.
Stop. Go away. Don't do that. Leave it.
That's what it was from. I've heard of Pritchard's. Rum was never my jam, though, so... So
Wake
she's
up.
dreaming.
It's just a dream.
The thing was attacking her,
Wake
so it
up.
seemed. I mean, I'm not entirely sure that's what was going on, but that's what it seemed like. Seems like, I guess.
The doll. The attic.
All right. Time to check the attic.
Put it down, please. That's blood. Don't spill it. Please.
But first, steal.
Stop. Go away. Leave it!
There's all kinds of stuff everywhere. Alright, so... Oh, let me loot it. Come on. Wasn't worth looting.
Put it down, please.
I hear
That's blood. Don't spill it.
what sounds
Please.
like a child giggling. Okay. Ladder up, I'm assuming, goes to the attic. Attics tend to be up. It's their defining characteristic. He did.
Way to the next room's blocked.
It did look like Jack from the bog. I was wondering if it was a godling. At least I think that's what Jack was. But yeah, he was gonna draw the wrong sword. Although that inaccuracy aside, I do want to... Hang on a second, let me get the lighting here. There we go. I want to give props to the game for consistently, like in any cutscene or not, whatever you've got equipped on Geralt is what shows. The sword, I mean, as you could see when he was pulling out the blade, yeah, he was pulling out the wrong sword that time. But you could see the notches on the blade, you can see the hilts and everything. I mean, they did a really good job of that always being correct, at least that I've noticed on any playthrough. I need to, blow the man down here. Drawing of a crib. Paper on which a crib has been hastily drawn by a child, it seems. I wouldn't say that. I mean, my drawings aren't any better, and I'm not a child anymore. So, you can make the argument that I often act like one, but...
There was a cradle on the second floor. Wonder what would happen if I laid a doll in it.
No telling. But I have a feeling we're going to find out. Okay. Going down. Yeah, I agree. Great. Let you see yourself as you look in the cutscenes. Some veins, like, well, in game, I'm horribly vain. It's like, I made decisions to look this way, or as it is the case for Geralt right now, he looks somewhat ridiculous because I'm wearing the most decent armor I have, even though none of it's really... It all looks like crap, but that'll change later. But yeah, actually like show it in the cutscenes and stuff. I mean, I know it takes extra processing, but yeah, I like that kind of attention to detail. It really adds to the immersion. Instead of always wearing the same, always having the same sword in every cutscene regardless of what you've got equipped. We're not sliding down anything here. The goal here is looting. There we go. That's better. It's supposed to be finding the crib, actually. But whatever, I've come down here now. This seems like a relatively small house for the dude that supposedly owns the biggest bank in Novigrad. Loot and scoot, yeah. I went back to the mission of looting instead of placing the doll in the crib. I also didn't realize that Kurt was in here at first.
Another masterpiece. An oven and a blackened grate. Oh joy. A riddle. Saw an oven in the cellar. Maybe I'll find another clue there.
So interesting. Had I not gone into the cellar yet, what would Geralt have had to say about that note? Because it wouldn't have had any context. Conveniently, I'd already gone down here and it's all good. Oh wait, no. It's not through the brick wall. It's here. Ah, you're probably right. It is a real estate investment, not his residence.
Boo! Did I scare you? Scared you, didn't I? Could tell you was scared. Big brave man scared of wee little Sarah. Ain't that funny?
I wouldn't do that anymore if I were you, Sarah. You might scare someone so bad they'll hurt you.
Why would someone hurt me? Having a spot of fun's not allowed anymore.
What are you playing?
That lady fell asleep, and I've sent her some horrible dreams. Or not her wake neither. I can do that, you know. Funny, isn't it?
Very funny. Thing is, I gotta talk to the dreamer, so I'd like you to let her wake up.
Please.
Little Sarah doesn't want her to wake. Little Sarah wants to play.
Yes, I'm pretty sure little Sarah here is a godling, just like Johnny from the bog.
You're lucky. I know you're a harmless godling, but others might not know, and then...
And how'd you know I'm a godling, eh? How's that, eh? Eh?
If it looks like one and acts like one, trust me, you're a godling. You give the dreamer nightmares and won't let her wake up. Why are you tormenting her?
I'm not tormenting anyone. Scary dreams are great. What I love is when this big hen chases me. Hen's got these red...
Why do you live in a haunted house?
Tell you a secret. The house ain't haunted. Not one bit. I just
was waiting for
pretended
that.
it, make everyone think that. It was sitting there all empty, so I moved in. Bigwig from the bank then came and bought it. I don't like bankers, especially not to live with, so I decided to give him a scare.
Gave the banker a really big scare. See, he paid a lot for this house and won't give it up easily, which is why you need to find another home.
I don't want to! I don't! I won't!
Yes, indeed. Let's make a deal. I like that better than throwing the little godling out.
Sarah, Novigrad's no
really
place for a godling. But if you want to live here, that's your business. So let's make a deal.
A deal? What kind?
Leave the dreamer alone. In exchange, I'll tell the banker the house is haunted. For good, no way to lift the curse.
You tell him that? What if he doesn't believe you?
I'm a witcher. He'll believe me.
Yes.
I was literally about to say the exact same thing.
Yes! Do that, and I promise not to bother your friend. Not even a little. You're awfully nice, you know.
I try.
I don't hear that often. Thanks.
Now go wake that sleepyhead. I won't stop her. She'll get up.
I guess there wasn't anything else in there. Other than the inability of Geralt to go through the opening. Alright, back upstairs. To the dreamer Corinne. Hi, Corinne.
Who are you?
Triss Marigold sent me to see you.
Gods. Horrible nightmares. I was supposed to dream the history of this house. Instead, I saw furniture. Hungry furniture that wished to devour me. I know it must sound foolish.
Interesting.
But in the dream, well, it was all too real. And not at all amusing.
The work of a godling. She made people believe the house was haunted. Also injected your dreams with her little jokes.
And you managed to wake me. I feel fortunate.
We witchers have our ways.
I thank you very much. The dreams, they were awful.
All I did was give
Any
her a
way
house.
I can pay you back?
There is, actually. I'm looking for a young woman who was seen in Novigrad.
I can certainly try to help. But I'll need to clear my head first. After those deranged dreams, I feel it's full of cobwebs. Find me at the Golden Sturgeon. I rent a room there.
All right. See you there.
Got it. I don't know why the godling likes to have scary dreams. Didn't give me the option to ask. No, there we go. I was gonna say, don't I need to talk to the banker?
I saw Miss Corinne leave, but she refused to speak to me. Is the matter resolved? Or quite the opposite?
I wonder what happens if I say I know why the house is haunted. I don't want to screw over the godling, though.
A bit of both. A demon had captured Corinne. I managed to free her, but the house is still haunted.
Did Corinne dream of the building's past?
Yeah. Pretty horrid, apparently. But she refused to talk about it. Nobody should inhabit the place.
So many crowns I paid! Ah, well. It shan't put me in the poorhouse.
Yeah, I didn't feel too bad about that. Since he owns the biggest bank in Novigrad, I figured he could afford to leave the not all that big or nice house go. Let's see what's around us here in Novigrad, shall we? Let's go to this message board, which conveniently is right by Corinne.
Help! Save me! I'm dying!
You never know when people's henchmen are going to attack you or not.
Your very presence is an affront to the eternal fire.
I mean, sometimes it has to do with what choices you've made, but sometimes it's not entirely clear.
Me? The more I drink, the clearer
Alright, let's pick up some more side quests. Lessons in Savior VR. Which knife should be used when eating fish? Is it fitting for a lady to walk without hose in hot weather? Should a white wine glass be held by the stem or by the cup? Anyone aspiring to rub shoulders with Novigrad high society will receive answers to these and other similarly vexing questions for a trifling fee by inquiring with Count Nougat, a world authority in matters of savoir vivre. I'm sure I butchered that, but... Word from the Armorer's Guild. The Armorer's Guild would like to remind you of the following. No one shall forge nor sell armor nor helmets in Novigrad unless he has first joined our ranks and proven his credentials as a master. Members of the guild must pay 2 out of every 100 crowns earned to the communal fund. Could just say 2%. Any member who knowingly takes on another member's apprentice shall pay half of his earned profits to the guild. Oops. Any member caught selling iron helmets and breastplates claiming they are steel shall be stricken from the guild registry. Makes sense. Any member who brings a weapon to guild meetings shall pay a day's earnings to the communal fund by way of punishment. Important, do not fondle the merchandise. Fondled goods must be purchased by the fondler, the city council of the free city of Novigrad. What's we talking about here? Personal announcement. Widower, 60 years of age, of medium height, above average intellect, possessing a fortune in both species and real estate. Seeks old maid or childless widow of a similar age or somewhat older, preferably from a landed family. Those interested are requested to send a missive with a faithful engraving of their likeness included to Post Restante, Guilford, care of Romantic. P.S. No response will be given to letters without a full name and valid return address. P.P.S. Women of the elder races, halflings in particular, need not inquire. This is a personal ad. Contract issued by the Temple Guard of the city of Novigrad, fellow followers of the Flame. I don't really want to help them. In recent days, several officers of the Temple Guard have been ravaged to death in a most bestial manner. Oh, good. An investigation has been launched to look into the matter, so the perpetrator shall soon feel the iron grip of justice closing around his throat. Anyone able to help the guardsman track down and punish the murderer, or murderers, as the case may be, is asked to report to the nearest guard post at once. A reward is foreseen. Just foreseen, not promised. It is likewise hereby announced that any man aiding or abetting these bandits or withholding evidence regarding these crimes shall be punished by torture, imprisonment, or even death. Sergeant Gilbert Witschke. Gwent Vim Vivaldi cheats. To all Gwent players, the dwarven banker Vim Vivaldi is a villain and a cheat, using typical non-human trickery. He conned his way into victory over me, then forthwith demanded I surrender my cards, without the slightest consolation or giving me the chance for a rematch. Anyone tempted to play with him, resist or regret. A well-wisher. Sounds more like a sore loser. Also, oddly, I don't think they're picked up an actual quest in there. It's alright. We will go talk to Corinne and... I guess I did pick up a couple. I was wrong. Hello, Innkeep.
What'll it be?
What are you serving?
Gwent cards. Take that. Never have used Scotel in any playthrough. Yeah, take that. Mainly because I never had a deck that I liked well enough for Scotel. Yeah, okay, good there. Get rid of that. The dumplings. Goat's milk. Cow's milk. Perfume. I like how I'm carrying around a casket, apparently. All good, they don't weigh much. And yes, that was a joke. What's weighing me down so much? No, it's probably all those. It's part of it. No, the armor all weighs a ton. Okay. That explains it. Just need to sell some armor. I was wondering if you were just gonna completely leave it unsaid, Gray. I was gonna be, well, one, surprised and a little disappointed. The children were made into a stew that Geralt enjoyed with the witches now. I know. A regrettable decision, although I got a better outcome at least for the Baron and Anna and Tamara than previously. That's about the only people that benefited from the arrangement. So, yeah, you're right. I regret that decision. I don't want to play cards right now.
Farewell.
I believe I see a challenger who seeks to subdue Pile Driver.
Although I might do this. I wonder what level Pile Driver here is. Well, we'll say beforehand, and then if he's like massively over my level, we'll
Master
find out.
Claytop heartily greets the challenger.
Greetings to Master Claytop from Geralt.
Will you take up the challenge? Will you face our tavern's champion?
All this makes me think of is the tavern burger from Red Robin. I don't know why. When he's saying tavern.
Yeah, I'll fight this Gregorio fellow.
Your attention, please. This fine witcher has agreed to join in battle with our tavern's champion, George's George. While our champion
George's
prepares,
George.
you and I should have a chat. Let us talk coin. I shall be blunt. You stand to earn a great deal, provided you follow a few recommendations.
You asking me to cheat?
Not to cheat, to engage in an
What do you want me
enterprise,
to
that
do?
is all. What say you?
I'm gonna
How much
listen.
will you give me to throw the fight?
Considerably more than if you win.
No,
Kiss
'cause I
my
don't want
ass,
to
Master
lose.
Claytop.
You'll regret that.
I doubt it.
A warm welcome to our competitors as they enter the ring. Geralt versus George's George, the pile driver. May the better man win.
Fucking come on!
Okay, so he's not
That's
too
it,
over
you're
my
in for it.
level.
So how long you gonna make me wait?
That's it, you're in for it!
Geralt, what are you doing? I was about to like say it's cheap that he's stuck in the corner, but I'm stuck in my little spot over here too, actually, as it turns out. Oh well, he wasn't so bad.
Our winner and the tavern's new champion is the Witcher called Geralt. Here is your prize. Archibald O'Neill is another brawler you can fight. You'll find him near the entrance to the slums. There's also Mortimer, captain of the guard. He can usually be found near the Oxenford
Being
Gate.
surprisingly helpful and friendly, despite the fact that I didn't throw the fight and he was all pissed off at me a second ago.
So buckwheat millet, they said. It'll pay
Hey,
off.
I can't
they
throw the
said.
fight. To be fair, Cyberpunk, the Fight Club rewards are better. Yeah, they are. The fist fighting mechanics in the Cyberpunk are just jacked. Like, it's still fun, they're just... I'm surprised the fights themselves aren't a lot better based on the fact that they did a pretty good job with this, them in this. I want to say that. Why am I going downstairs? I need to go upstairs. And talk to, what's her name? Corinne. No, he never got an explosive sniper rifle. Just some money for the most part. All kinds of stuff around here. Haven't paid all that much attention to whether or not there's a meteorite ore, so that's a good thing. As I was saying, I'm not sure if any of it's worthwhile, but at least a little bit of it is. Believe it is storming outside. Oh, yeah, a few meteoriting nuts. Hunting a griffin would be so much easier. Yeah, with an explosive sniper rifle, it would be infinitely easier. It would definitely be a fun, like, mod to have to the game to play as a goof. Obviously, it would kind of kill the game because you'd be so OP for any enemy because you have an explosive sniper rifle, but it would be fun to play it nonetheless.
A dream in here.
Never witnessed a seance like this before, let alone participated.
I will guide you. You must first achieve a kind of mental accord. I must ask some questions. You must answer them. It's important you're truthful. Answer from your heart.
Your gift. Tell me how it works.
It's hard to describe. To start with, I must gain an understanding of the bond between the person and the object I'm to dream about. I ask questions, try to flesh out feelings, emotions. Truth is essential in this, and though most who come to me acknowledge that, many refuse to speak openly of certain matters. Apart from which, they remain unaware of others, further obscuring things.
What do you see in your dreams?
I don't. It's my client who sees. My gift lies in summoning the right dreams. At times, nightmares or strong desires impose themselves on true events. It takes skill to separate seed from chaff.
Interesting.
Let's begin.
To start with, tell me a memory you have of this woman.
What for?
Isn't that kind of obvious?
I need the strongest, most complete memory you have of...
Ciri. The woman's name is Ciri.
There we go.
It was in Rivia. The second war with Nilfgaard had just ended. There was still tension in the air. For gods know what reason, race riots erupted in the town. I tried to do something, but couldn't stop a riled crowd. A boy with a pitchfork. He ran it right through my gut. Yennefer lay dying as well. Ciri had us carried onto a boat. We sailed to a place where apple trees bloom eternal. She left us there. That was the last time I saw her.
Is there anything you'd like to add? Another memory, perhaps?
Yes, because these things are helpful.
Yes, there's something else.
All right. Tell me no more than you wish to.
I accepted a job once. Did it. Asked to choose my reward, I invoked the law of surprise. Never thought I'd actually meet the child promised to me at that time. Years later, I was in the Broccolon forest. Happened on a girl there. Didn't know who she was. The Dryads wanted to keep her, turn her into one of their own. But the Waters of Oblivion, they failed in her case. Ciri came out of Broccolon with me. I sent her back to her grandmother then. But already, I felt bound to her.
By destiny.
By something more.
Thank you. Would you be willing to share another memory?
Indeed.
Yes.
Get all the
No need to
info.
rush. We have time.
Ciri was orphaned during the Second War with Nilfgaard. Had no idea what to do with a young girl. So I did what I would have done with a boy and took her to Kaer Morhen. Figured some physical training, sword work, development of her stamina couldn't hurt. I remember her standing on a crumbling wall. A stone came loose, she lost her footing. Caught her at the last possible instant. Strongest memory, though, is of her coming out of her room one day, wearing a dress and claiming she was indisposed. Knew then that Ciri was maturing. It was unavoidable. I was lost in the face of that.
I see. Do you wish to tell me anything more?
It does seem like that.
I think so.
In that case,
If I remember correctly, going through all of this is helpful later on, though. I could be wrong in
It was
just
after
spending
her
time
training at Kaer Morhen.
learning things, but
After the moment when Yennefer first called Ciri her daughter. We'd been separated. I knew she was in danger. I dreamt of her multiple times. I found her at Stygga Castle. She'd gone there to free Yen and gotten herself captured in the process. They wanted to hurt her. I remember fighting side by side with Ciri on stairs slippery from blood. It was the first time she ever deflected a crossbow bolt with her sword. Told her never to try it again.
You claim the woman has...
I doubt she listened.
Tell me about them.
Which version of honesty do I go with here? Go with that one.
They call
see where this
Ciri the Lady
goes.
of Space and Time. Once I asked Yennefer why. She travels between worlds. Turns out I don't know how to talk about it. Didn't really understand much of what Yen told me. I just know there's more to it than traveling to different places, and that Ciri carries immense power in her blood.
I see. Do you wish to say more?
Yes.
Yeah, there's something else. She's a child of the Elder Blood.
A descendant of bloody Volker. The rebel burned at the stake. The prophecies claim the world's destroyer will be born of the firebrand's cursed blood.
Pure legend.
Know when a legend transforms into prophecy?
When
When
it
it gains
happens.
believers.
Or
I
that.
think you're right to be reticent in talking about the woman. I see. Do you wish to say more?
Oh, sorry, folks. Bear with me. I'm going on mute for a moment.
Yeah, there's something else. I remember Ciri having trouble controlling her abilities. Yennefer tried to teach her to cast simple spells, and Ciri destroyed a shed near the temple where they were. Really upset her, but it was just an old shed. I know it took her a while to gain control, and frankly, I doubt she controls her abilities fully to this day.
I see. Do you wish to say more?
No. Can we start?
Naturally. I knew you cared about her. But your tone, the emotions you so carefully conceal.
Let's continue, please.
Make yourself comfortable and try to relax. You must take my hand and talk of Ciri. Tell me where you think she might be. Who could be at her side?
If Ciri couldn't find me, I'm sure she would have looked for another friend.
Who do you mean?
I don't know why I just mouthed thank you to my wife when I was on mute, as though it mattered. Or that you couldn't see me go. But anyway. Who would she seek out? I mean, plausibly all of them, but we already know the other two haven't seen her, so...
Maybe Dandelion. They liked each other a lot.
Like how she goes to knitting. I mean, it makes sense. Need something to do while people fall asleep and get into dreams and such. It's just... Look at the detail in his outfit. I mean, most of the outfits. I mean, especially in cutscenes, but even in not in cutscenes, when you can get the camera angle close in and everything. I noticed it some on my first playthrough on PlayStation, but I'm noticing it so much more when I'm more up on it too, better resolution and everything else, but...
Dreamt of a swallow at first. After that, just nightmares.
At times the dreams
That
come
makes sense.
show the past as well as the future.
The swallow. It symbolizes Ciri. She contacted Dandelion. I didn't know he was in town.
The poet. Heard about him. Someone left him the rosemary and thyme in their will.
The Rosemary in time? Where's that?
As you enter the city through the red light district, you come upon a bridge. The Rosemary is just past it.
Dandelion inherited a brothel?
So I've heard.
Seems fitting. If the audience doesn't know anything about Dandelion, you don't know that that's fitting, but it is. Anyway, sorry about the interruption again, but that was the second delivery, and the one I was more excited about and far more important. This puppy. Get it on camera there. It's far more interesting than my mug anyway. That would be my AMD Ryzen 7, and get close enough. 5000 series processor, that means that's the latest generation. This would be the 5800. Super stoked about that, because that is going to be... I don't know why I keep showing the box. There we go. There's the actual... That little guy does a lot of work. Anyway. That is the thing I am very excited about having come, because that will improve the streaming experience for everyone, because I can bump up quality across the board, I think. We'll see what happens, but I think so. Anyway, no, not a sleepless night grade. CPU, not GPU, but yeah, you knew it was one of the two. Not gonna be a sleepless night tonight, unless I just can't sleep and get up and do it, because I can't, because I'm planning on waiting until after Thursday's stream to do it, simply so I don't have any problems and have to cancel Thursday. I mean, I guess even if this one is a dud, I could always just put in processor that's in there now, but I wasn't planning on doing it tonight or tomorrow. We shall see. If I have sleepless nights because of the fact that I'm not doing it, I may, but I am going all master race on everyone. It's for the viewing pleasure of all, though. What were you gonna say was fitting, Buffy? Oh, but probably about Dandelion or owning the brothel.
Thanks for your help.
Good luck, Witcher. I hope you find your Ciri.
Yeah, it is fitting. Of course, Dandelion owning a brothel is like a drug addict that's also a dealer. They don't make any money because they just use their own product. Then again, Dandelion's MO is more about seduction, so...
And the wind keeps blowing and blowing.
So now, we gotta go find our buddy Dandelion. Which isn't a bad thing, because nominal spoiler, that's not too much of a spoiler, because it shows it right there on the map. Once we get there, we open up our stash in Novigrad. But first, to kill some bandits, because they're attacking somebody apparently. At least I hear a woman screaming, although I don't see her, I just see these guys. Oh, I hate it when I have the wrong setting. It's effective though. Actually, I think that killed him. It did blow him into a wall. The gods have heard the land's cry, its people's long wait is over, King Radovid will save the north. Yeah, crazy bugger. Triss Marigold, witch and harlot, is wanted for the practice of black magic and conspiracy against the crown. Information leading to her capture will be rewarded. Decent likeness, actually. You're still not convinced Bard from the show is not Dandelion? I see. Oh, wait. Gray, are you saying you're convinced that the Bard in the show is or is not Dandelion? I can actually speak to this. I've been meaning to bring it up on stream for a while. This is a bit of lore, trivia, whatever you want to call it. But before I go there, I want to make sure I'm understanding your statement correctly. Put the sword away, Geralt.
What is it?
Nothing, I'm just looting because I'll need the money later. Or the stuff, depending on what it is. Oh, okay, so I can speak to this. It is Dandelion, and it's Jaskier. That might be pronouncing it a little bit wrong. The character is Dandelion, and it's supposed to be Dandelion. So in the original books, since obviously the games and the show are based off the books, the character's name is Jaskier, or however you pronounce it, because the author is Polish, and the books were originally written in Polish, so it's a Polish name, Jaskier. And the reason that when it came to the games it was changed to Dandelion is because they translated things to English, so the word Jaskier, or again, however it's supposed to be pronounced, if anybody speaks Polish or knows how to pronounce it and wants to tell me I'm butchering it, feel free. Anyway, that name actually, the word translates to Buttercup, which, despite Dandelion being everything Dandelion is, they felt was a bit too feminine for the character, which I do kind of agree. Like, at least from the American perspective, Buttercup's a little bit of a... This wouldn't be quite the fitting name for the character, so they went with Dandelion, because again, another, similar type of flower, but doesn't sound as... Because, at least in English, or American English, Buttercup not only is the flower, but it's also, there's a saying, buck up, Buttercup. You're kind of a wuss or something, which he kind of is. It's fitting, but not. So they changed the name to Dandelion for the games, but the character is 100%. It is Dandelion. The character is Dandelion, and it's supposed to be Dandelion, just because it's the show. And I don't know why they did, since the show clearly came out because of the popularity of the games, not the books. But for whatever reason, they went with the Polish name in the show instead of the name Dandelion. But there's the long explanation, pieces of trivia, and, whatever else you want to call that, lore wrapped into one. But you're correct, Gray, totally is. Yeah, exactly, Princess Bride cornered Buttercup Market, so anytime anybody hears Buttercup, it's Princess Buttercup. Boo! Sorry, that's probably like killing people in the mic. I need to set up a noise gate. That was terrible. I apologize for your eardrums, but yeah, that's what I think of when I hear Buttercup. So I'm glad they changed it to Dandelion, but they did make it confusing in the show. And I'm not sure why they did that, because they should know that 95% of the people watching that show have not read the books. Might be off on that. I mean, there's probably a lot of people that were fans of the books that watched the show because of it, but I'm pretty sure the majority of the people watching the show are watching either because they know about the Witcher universe from the games, or they just wanted to watch the show and thought it was cool. Going the wrong way. Got caught up in what I was talking about, and then got sidetracked looting and went the wrong way.
What's he doing here?
But yeah, I'm full of all kinds of useful, semi-useful to useless information, depending on who you ask and the timing.
All we wanted was...
I will try to start imparting bits of that into the stream where relevant.
I'll rip your fucking legs off and shove them up your arse till you've toes for teeth.
That's a really good version of that one. I didn't even think about the dandelion aspect, but yeah, you're right.
With your boot to someone's ass, as always. Who were those men?
Local colour. I wasn't gone more than a moment. Long enough for them to turn our home into theirs. All right, time for some spring cleaning. I've got to boot them all out. Care to join me?
Of course. No, I'm just gonna let you do it yourself. I mean, you could, but... Won't let me use signs against these guys. Oh well, it's fine. I think the guy just yelled "Mommy."
Yeah, almost like we never left Bergen.
I guess I didn't need to attack him anymore.
That went well. Now we can greet each other like the gods ordained. Ages, pal.
Hey, Zoltan. You look good.
Training plenty lately. What with the war on, no Mahakaman meat to be found, but Redanian lagers standing in just fine. You, though, you've withered a bit. Something worrying you?
That's one way to put it. Yeah, it concludes fun facts with Matt, right? Well, you know, sometimes it's cooking with Matt, sometimes it's fun facts with Matt, you know. Different days, different episodes.
Got some problems. Rather not burden you.
Fuck off, Geralt. Need to spill your guts to me now.
It's true.
There's a few things.
Let me guess. Triss? Yennefer, perchance?
Triss and I
Great guess.
talked. Cleared some things up. As for Yennefer, well...
So you found her? Ha! Need to tell me all about it.
I will. Some other time. Got something a tinge more important to take care of now.
Meaning?
I'm
The
looking
big
for
thing.
Ciri. I know she came to Novigrad. Might still be here.
You mean she's come back? I'll be damned.
You don't know?
I wonder if I'd recognize her. How many years is it now? 6, 7? But what'd she be doing here?
Hiding, probably. She might be in danger.
See her in your dreams?
Couple times. Her and the Wild Hunt.
Oh, not good.
Not at all, but I know she came here and contacted Dandelion.
We've a wee problem then.
Interesting that she contacted Dandelion and you don't know. But then again, occasionally he can't keep his mouth shut. Can't use signs, squatters' rights. I know, damn squatters' rights.
Where's Dandelion?
I'd like to know that myself. Maybe he could explain what the hell's going on. I just barely returned, as you saw. Expecting to come home to a hot leg of boar and some cold ale, and what do you find instead? A shitestorm. Dandelion gone, the tavern chock full of bums. Have no clue what happened.
Let's look around. Might find something that'll put us on his trail.
Prime idea. I say we start on the ground floor. It's where he sat and wrote.
So they were only showing him briefly because he was doing a lot of that, but the detail on Zoltan's hands is, well, most things in this game, but it's really impressive.
Aha! A note from a grateful muse.
Reading someone else's letters.
My visage red and hot, I plunged into purest ecstasy, imbibing its nectar. Your dexterous digits on my soul's yearning chords.
Alright then. Letter from Fran. When will you return to Sidaris? Excuse me. I hope it will be soon, for I miss you terribly. Waiting to see you again literally pains me. If you are to come, send me a message beforehand. I'll ask my mistress for a day off. Oh, what's this one? Contract issued by the Temple Guard of the city of Novigrad in recent days. Okay. I already read that. What else be around here? A book.
10 barrels of Toussaint Dry, 5 cases of sodden triple mead. Nothing here.
No, that's exactly what we're looking for.
It is?
It's his planner.
Looks like an inventory.
Dandelion and planning? Good one. Besides, anything he wrote here probably had a special system. Chaos only he could ever decipher. Actually, in the past, sometimes not even that.
Give him a chance. Might not be that bad.
I can't say much on that front.
Seems when he inherited this fine establishment, it came with some fine responsibilities. Bookkeeping among them. He also made a habit of noting down the times of his meetings, official and private. So, who'd he been seeing?
But yeah, just look at the character model on him, and whether they made him as detailed but realistic.
Seems he's only been meeting women of late. The dog.
Sounds like Dandelion.
Not a bad idea. Dandelion's pretty loose-lipped. Might have blabbed something to a lady friend that'll put us on his trail.
That's what I'm counting on. We should divide these somehow. Perhaps... fuck it. I'll ask the lassies in my half, you interrogate the ones in yours. Should you?
Seems like a good enough way to do it.
This is in verse.
And you figure that's unnatural because...
Wonderful. Meet me back here when you're done. Share our findings.
I love how put out Geralt looks.
Need to do a wee bit of tidying before I go. Cannot stomach the idea of coming back to this mess. And you'd be wise to read your bit before you scurry off.
Probably a good
Need
idea.
anything? I'll be next door.
From the finest vineyards, every last one.
No one knows the fruit of the vine like Dandelion.
From the finest vineyards, every last
Okay,
one.
yes.
No one knows the fruit of the vine like Dandelion.
Letter from Bohmil de Rab. Dear Viscount. Every time I see that, I just think discount. Once more, I would like to convey my thanks for agreeing to grace my son's wedding ceremony with your song. Your presence warmed our hearts, and the sweet notes with which you serenaded us so touched my wife's mother, the Baroness of Duvlet, called in some circles a cold and heartless bitch, that tears of tender emotion appeared in her eyes. Bohmil de Rab. Quite the compliment.
The faculty of Oxenford University is honored to grant Julian Alfred Pancratz, Viscount de Letenove, the title of Master of the Seven Liberal Arts.
Keep forgetting he's got that damn full name.
I didn't remember that was his name either, and I guess it's Viscount, not Viscount. That would make more sense, really. Stash. Or I can dump some... Not really crap, just stuff I'm not using right now. Letter from a female admirer. Oh god. The thrust of your hypnotic gaze... Okay, good, not where I was going. Left my visage red and hot. The whole world suddenly set to spinning in a whirlwind of oblivion, and I plunged into purest ecstasy, imbibing its nectar, the music, the singing, you. For that one brief moment, I felt as if I were the lute you so skillfully strummed, and wanted nothing more than for you to put your dexterous digits on my soul's yearning chords. It's definitely got some admirers. Okay, that's outside, so we shall go upstairs. Grab everything. We might as well just grab all the stuff in here now so I don't have to think about it later. getting a good stockpile of the dried fruit. Which will be good, because then I can make it my primary healing instead of the water, because it heals more at a faster rate. Interesting. Well, then there were squatters staying here, so... I hate locked doors. In-game, anyway. Because as we've discussed, I should be able to get into them. Okay, these are a pain to get to, so I bet there's nothing worthwhile in them. I was right. I mean, it's worthwhile, but... Alright, stash time. I am far from over encumbered. Look. I am not anywhere near cucumbered. To be fair, the weight is kind of fairly high at this point, but definitely not cucumbered. Go. Those don't weigh enough to bother with. It's surprising. I know. I kept waiting for it with this how much as I was looting, because I've been aware of how much I'm picking up, and just not worrying too much about it. Because I'm here in Novigrad, and there's vendors to sell whatever it is, so I knew I could just flog it pretty quickly. And it wouldn't be a big deal, but I'm surprised my weight's actually not worse. Because I know I was snide when you said it, but it was or when I responded, but it was literally because I had opened it and looked and known that I wasn't right before I read your message. But yeah, I'm surprised myself. Actually... no good. No. I would love the igni-sign intensity bump, but everything else about that's crap. Oh. I can sell all of these things or break them down. There's no point in keeping that, because even though it does 20 more damage than what I've got equipped, these are both lacking elsewhere. And actually, surprisingly, that's not the relic, and you would think it's worse, but it does so much extra critical damage, and 20, that I actually think I'm going to bump it out for that. At least for now. Alright, so nothing else in there that needs to go in my stash. Gotta put food in my stash. Put a few extra hides in there just because at some point I'll need more leather. I'll break that down before I put it in there. Have a lead, yeah, there you go. Okay, there we go. Weight's not that bad, considering a lot of that's about to get sold off.
Help! Save me! I'm
Nice
dying!
you
of
matey
poverty.
dwarf. Oh, let it go, Jarrett. Come on, we need to go to
Alright,
place
Street
Uncle
Dandelion's Planner. So glad I figured out how to do that. Rosa var a tray, like a rose abashed of its crimson hue, fair Rosa would sink into humorous blue. She shunned her lessons in civility to swing her dwarf with agility. A charming garden enclosed villa in Gildorf. Molly. Though well she knows the touch of silk and lace, she shuns not straw when gripped in lust's embrace. Gildorf, villa next to the morgue. Vespula. What an awful name. It's a lot like Beulah, which is again another terrible name. Sorry to anybody watching if that's your name. Vespula. Though timid in looks, no adventure did skip her. My heart melts when she asks, ever had a big dipper? Far corners, laundry near the mouth of the Pontar. Okay. Marabella. Though her cries are divine when behind closed doors, standing on stage, her squawks are drowned by snores. Alright then, not very nice. Not a very good actress, but she's good in the sack, apparently. The bits near Popper's Square. Ellie Hall? A figure most rare, her natural duel. Look deep in her eyes or be made a fool. Tailor's shop across from the tannery. Ellie Hall. Sounds like an elf. Which it might be. Like ordering a Vespa martini. You know, back when I did drink, probably at least a dozen times or more, I've ordered a Vespa martini at a place at various calibers. I mean, I never tried to order it at a dive or anything. That would just be stupid. Well, you never know, actually. You might have some bartender that knows it. But not once did they know how to make it. I had to tell every single one how to make it. And that's pretty bad, because, I mean, a lot of those orders were during the peak of that movie's popularity, so you'd think it would have been more known, but you'd think wrong. Alright, swap that out. Add some armor piercing. And burning, because burning is always good. There we go. I'll have a Vespa. When's the Vespa coming? But never heard of Bitter and Twisted. Fantastic craft alcohol bar, pricey but worth. So sounds like a place I totally would have loved to go back when I could still drink. Because I'm not like a liquor snob. I like what I like and I dislike what I dislike, so I'm picky, but not necessarily in that it has to be really good. Just in a... Why is it giving me a marker for Zoltan?
Still here? Looking for something?
Just checking to see that everything's in place. Buggers might have hauled something off for pawning.
Actually, glad you're still here. Wanted to ask you about someone. Though well she knows the touch of silken lace, she shuns not straw when gripped in lust's embrace.
Molly keeps things tidy for the Baroness Lavalette.
A baroness within reach, and he settled for a chambermaid?
Dandelion's not one to judge folk by their station. You know that. Like he says, in the alcove, we're all equals.
Yeah. Guess a true poet observes life in all its aspects, examines it from all perspectives.
That painting of Dandelion there, that was fantastic.
If I didn't know him better, I'd say he was jealous about this Marabella.
Oh, I doubt it. Former pupil. And well, the tales he told me about her.
Doubt I want to hear them.
Probably better off not.
Things between them took a turn for the strange at some point.
Meaning?
She had him wearing mummers' costumes. Took to calling him Christian, referring to herself as Anastasia.
Huh, truly perverse.
She didn't ken half of it. Called him her stallion once. That's the fool took it as a compliment, till she pulled a bit in the reins into her cupboard. Poor bastard fled out the window.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. But, you know, occasionally nature calls, and apparently I was muted when I said I was taking a little, nature break there, so sorry about that. But, you know, it's like going to the movies. You, try and address everything right before it starts, and sometimes you still miss part of the movie. Gray, I don't know if you heard me talking about the price of the cocktails not being too bad for a high-end place, like well, back when I drank, I wouldn't mind paying that for like a well-made drink. And yeah, a place that can make a Vespa by name and has it on the menu is probably worth paying that for. Oh, before we continue on with Vespula that spawned that conversation, I can't remember, Gray, if I had not killed the tree and set it free with the crones, did I get to kill them? That's what I set it free in the last one. I just don't remember if it let me kill them. Obviously it didn't let me this time, but it's been bugging me and I haven't looked it up. So if you remember, if you know. Anyway, on with Vespula.
Vespula. Name rings a bell. She threw his knickers out the window.
That's her.
Hollered something about him being a scoundrel with a voice like a consumptive pheasant.
That's her.
Threw flower pots at him.
Guess soul flames never die.
Okay, I guess she's been around a while.
Like a rose abashed of its crimson hue, fair Rosa would sink into humor's blue. She shunned her lessons in civility to swing her dwarf with agility. Dwarf. Never suspected he'd be so humble.
Dwarfs what Rosa var Atre named her Guahir. Well chosen, eh?
All right. But Var Atra? Her dad happened to be the Nilfgaardian ambassador?
He is. You know him?
Wouldn't say that. Had a brief conversation with him at the palace in Vizima.
Well, then you've a good notion of the kind of bloke he is. Commissioned Dandelion to tutor Rosa and her sister in the art of rhetoric. But we, Rosa, preferred swordplay.
How dare she reject the great bard in favor of a common swordmaster?
Well, then one it seems. Week on week, we get fresh gossip about her thrashing another instructor. So bad he resigns. Word has it her dad's now looking to hire her next victim. I mean, instructor.
So apparently she's accomplished with that sword. Yeah, I can't remember either because it's been so long. I don't think you get to kill him either way.
A figure most rare, her nature dual. Look deep in her eyes or be made a fool. Well, well, seems fascinated with this one.
Not without reason. Never been much for elven women myself, but this one's exceptional. Dare say Francesca Finderbeard be jealous.
You want to take this one then?
Nah, you can have her.
Why?
See, elven beauty's like a young Beauclair wine, whereas I prefer vodka straight up.
Interesting analogy there.
Well, know about all I wanted to know. Thanks for your help.
Yeah, that's honestly what I miss the most about drinking. It's not, I miss getting drunk or anything like that. It's the, I don't think I've ever run around back here before. Just doing it for shits and gigs, really, but...
Save me.
Yeah, I miss the taste of a well-made drink or, you know, a good pairing. A good tasty beer with a pizza or beer with Mexican food.
I will get you every last copper, with interest. Give me a week, please.
Horson's no banker. He's an honest man. You pay on time, you get protection. You don't pay...
Help!
This doesn't seem like the working of an honest man here.
What are you hoping for? A knight in shining armour?
Close enough.
How about a white wolf in stupid-looking armor?
Not your concern.
Yes.
Vespula's got someone else's protection now.
Really? Who's that be?
Interesting, I can say it's the king of beggars, huh? Tempting. I mean, it's not true, so it might backfire.
The king of beggars made a deal with Junior. This is his turf now.
Didn't hear nothing about that.
But you have heard what Bedlam does to people who cross him. Or you need a demonstration?
Come on, Fritz. Boss wants it that way. It's how it's got to be.
That worked. Unexpected.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. To think there are men who'll help a stranger out of the kindness of their hearts.
Not entirely out of kindness, and you're not entirely a stranger.
What are you... Oh, I know you. You're that witcher took Dandelion out whoring. Gerald, right?
Gerald. Close. Yeah, I was gonna say, that doesn't seem like something Geralt did.
Not Gerald. Geralt.
Oh. Dreadful sorry.
Explain something if you don't mind. You say I took Dandelion out whoring.
So he said. Claimed I was his one and only. But he fell in with the wrong folk. You and that dwarf who always looks like a cow licked him. Said you two were a bad example. Wine, women.
Song. He picked that habit up from us too? Gotta have a word with him.
Okay, so he's telling lies, but that's not surprising by any means.
What do you think? Where could Dandelion be?
Probably out whoring. That horse pheasant. That lying scoundrel.
Yeah, I know what you mean, Gray.
What did he do to get your goat?
Same thing as ever. Prize bullshitter came back, saying it was till death do we part this time. And no more than a week passed before I spotted him in Harbourside, strolling with some trollop on his arm. 'Twas the last straw. All those questions about the washerwomen at the bathhouse, then this. I beat him black and blue and threw him out on his ear.
Yeah, it would be good with carne asada fries. Nachos would be better, though. That sound good.
Dandelion ask you about other washerwomen? Not terribly subtle even for him.
Interesting.
Maybe he likes some sudsy.
Maybe. But what did he ask about, exactly?
Oh, this and that, really. What's it like at the bathhouse? Have I got any friends there? What are their working hours? I don't know. Maybe he's looking to hire one for his tavern. Maybe I got all in a huff for no reason.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he's...
This woman he was with in the harbour. Who was she?
Looking for a
was his niece
floozy.
from Covere. Ha! Horvere, more likely. Corset so tight her eyes were popping out her head. His too, come to think of it. An artist or a whore. Doesn't much matter as they're one in the same.
Is that so?
Thanks for your help.
She's a little salty towards
when I
Dandelion.
find Dandelion, anything I should tell him?
No. I mean, tell him he's a two-faced snake, but it would be nice if he dropped by.
Hates his guts, but wants to see him. No, he doesn't really hate his guts, but... I mean, she does have right to be upset with him.
Ah!
Alright, let's talk to Hal.
Oh, fuck, don't worry.
Stop plumbing. Suit the rest of somebody come in. Where did you hear this?
Oops. That's not precisely how I intended to do that, but...
All thumbs today.
It's rather nice to just be sitting out. Geralt, get unstuck from the laundry.
Stop staring at the kids, you're scaring them.
Welcome,
He's staring at no one. What the hell's a man?
I'm a friend of Dandelion's, looking for Elial.
You've come to the right spot. How might I be of service? Need something shortened? Patch your trousers, darn your socks.
You Elial?
Yes. Now pick your jaw up off the floor.
Sorry, I thought Elial was one of Dandelion's girlfriends.
Oh, so it's that. Wait here.
That's right, I forgot about this.
Any better?
So you're...
Elial.
Did you and Dandelion... I mean... How did you two meet?
I met him one night in a tavern. He was blind drunk.
I am curious.
What happened?
What do you think? We spoke.
That's it.
I'm not sure what you're getting at, but I should make one thing clear. Men don't interest me. Told him that as well. Luckily, Dandelion's an open-minded fellow. We had a lovely evening. He became a loyal customer afterwards.
Dandelion visit your shop often?
I tried many times to talk him into a decent doublet. Sadly, he'd only come in to get a button rear fixed or a hole patched.
When did you last see him?
Some time ago. He brought in one of Zoltan's jerkins, insisted I sew on an extra pocket. Odd as requests go, I had the distinct feeling he'd actually come to talk.
Seems like a hiding spot to be discovered to me. I do think it's cool that they put this character in like this. Yeah, it's some variety and everything.
What did you and Dandelion talk about? He asked about anything in particular?
Let me think. Had an ordinary chat, really. Although, indeed, he did keep asking about Kalkstein. If Dandelion and I hadn't laid our cards on the table at the start, I might have suspected he had a history with the alchemist. He spoke like a lovesick beau. In fact, he desperately wished to meet with him.
Kalkstein's in Novigrad? Wouldn't mind seeing him myself.
You're too late, I fear. The witch hunters nabbed him recently, burned him at the stake in Hierarch Square. But as he perished, the goings-on impressive. Fiery beasts circled his pyre, then rose into the sky and exploded to form letters.
Really? What did they spell?
Radovid sucks flaccid
It's his business,
but
okay, business, at least I'm saying it.
Why do I dress up? As a child, I dreamt of becoming a Doppler when I grew up. I became a tailor instead. Discovered clothing. Costumes can express all the complexities of one's personality. I'm a Redanian countess one day, a dockside thug the next. That is true freedom.
Makes sense.
Have you never thought to become someone else? Even for a moment? Must be horribly boring being a witcher all the time.
I managed to stay interested.
No, boring's the right word.
Thanks for your help.
Constantly defending your own life against monsters, I mean...
If you need new trousers or a vest, you know where to find me.
Indeed. Sneaking suspicion I will have to take him up on that. Yeah, I like how they were somewhat progressive with the game and had that character, and then you had the Gay Huntsman early on in White Orchard. I mean, there are others. It's just happy to see that kind of thing being thrown into games. At least when they do it well. Yeah, if I remember correctly, he does have some awesome clothes. Because I want to say there's a quest coming up. Actually, I'm not sure if it would be appropriate to say he or she. I'm not sure which pronouns would be appropriate. I think she?
Temple guard let even you into the
Depends on... Anyway. Can't ask the character, so... But yeah, I think there's a quest coming up with Triss at some point where I need some fancy clothes.
No one to
I remember
push.
him having some
very good.
Good stuff.
Manners before trade, always.
Let me have a look.
Oh god, terrible price.
Bye.
Yeah, no kidding, bye. Come back and play him in Gwent at some point. Just Not in a Gwent mood tonight, and there's plenty of time to do that.
Parks in Vampire's gonna make a month's worth of black pudding.
How far away is Marabella? All the way up there. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to wrap this one up. Different night, but I'm gonna go there and try and finally sell the armor. If the armor is there, it's 11:09 a.m.
How you go with this healer? I was faffing a bit up minding your own business when suddenly up he pops and heals me.
Not sure if that's how you spell soiree or not, but I can see what you're getting at.
Top-notch swords?
I know the answer, but I'll ask the
Mastercrafted armor.
question.
Think you could make me some?
Ooh, I did get my journeyman's papers, but I've yet to make anything akin to a masterwork. You might try in Velen. A dwarf there goes by Fergus. He might help. Guildsmen claim there's no one better anywhere south of the Pontar.
Show me what you have in stock.
Yes, I believe you're accurate on that, Gray. Getting as much from him for him, but it's alright. Actually doing surprisingly well on money. Dismantle that. Actually, I'm not getting much worthwhile for it, so I'm gonna dismantle that because I want my runes back. Dismantle it for the amber. Dismantling is so expensive. Actually, I wanted to dismantle that too. Worth as much as I had hoped. Oh well.
So long.
Okay, got that sold off.
Witcher.
What?
Yes, and
Forgot to grab all my random currency when I was at my stash.
How can I be of service?
Oh well.
Got some coin I'd like to convert in.
You've come to the... Now the drift of it.
Not quite as much as I was hoping there.
Welcome.
Welcome.
What have you got there?
Interesting. I don't remember this vendor, because I remember there being the book dealer that was actually in a store.
So long.
Maybe it's... Ah, here we go. This is the guy that I was thinking
White
of.
hair, yellow eyes, slashed face, just like he said.
Just like who said?
Geralt of Rivia, known as the White Wolf, the Butcher of Blaviken.
Geralt of Rivia's enough. What is it?
A man came to me a few years past, paid me to keep a book for you, said you'd come for it one day.
Who was he?
He didn't introduce himself, but the book has a red cover, that I remember. I'm sure I've not sold it.
I would hope not.
All right, see if I can find it.
And perhaps glance at the others while you're at it.
Oh, sure.
Be glad to look over what you got.
Yeah, the banker, no, I've forgotten his name. Alright, well, I'm not buying his books right now, because I don't want to. But I will sell him some of the ones I've read, just to get them out of my inventory. Seven of those. No, I'm not being overly selective about how I do this, but not kind of am. I'm just picking the ones with greater numbers. Oh, thanks, Buffy. I hadn't actually looked, but it is extremely low now. Perfect. Cool. I can stop messing with selling books and just go find the book. No, I'm not the pack rat at this precise moment, but more often than not I am. The Merry Adventures of the Muriel, the Lovely Harlot Illustrated Edition.
The Merry Adventures of Muriel the Lovely Harlot, adorned with humorous engravings.
Humorous engravings, eh? On one occasion, Muriel went on a journey to see her auntie in Maribor, accompanied by her nursemaid. Their path took them through a forest, and in this forest lived a ferocious troop of bandits. This infamous group was led by Flynn Selms, and all the king's men had been unable to bring them to justice. Alas, such was Muriel's great misfortune that these bandits chose to attack her carriage. Muriel's nursemaid was old, blind, and deaf. She did not wake when a tree fell in front of their carriage with a loud thud, nor when the bandits fought a fierce battle against their guardsmen. When Flynn ripped open the carriage door with his muscular arms and stepped inside, Muriel had to deal with the danger herself. "Make our guest comfortable, young lady," the old nursemaid muttered in her sleep. Muriel obediently carried out her instructions. So it's old smut. Treatment of furuncles through cauterization, a study.
Treatment of furuncles through cauterization, a study.
Everyone's seen a boil, usually more than they'd care to. These deformities don't... Okay. Alright, I don't need to read that. My manifesto...
My manifesto. Must be it. There's a letter inside.
There we go.
That makes 2 million.
My manifesto, the life of Jacques de Aldersberg. The reasons for choosing Jacques de Aldersberg as Grand Master remain a mystery. The Order of the White Rose had gone through a crisis in those times and was on the verge of collapse, so one might guess that the Brethren wished to have someone decisive as their leaders, someone with a clear vision. De Aldersberg was precisely such a man. One of his first decisions was to change the Brotherhood's name to the Order of the Flaming Rose. The most puzzling aspect, however, is that the Order and the king himself decided to trust a man who, for all intents and purposes, had appeared out of nowhere. They say he was a wanderer, an itinerant priest who moved crowds with his speechless, declaiming non-humans. They say he worked miracles and showed his flock visions of a world destroyed by the White Frost. He was undoubtedly a man of great charisma, one instilled with unshakable principles which he in turn tried to instill in others. Was he truly a source? Was he indeed gifted with a raw magic talent? That we will never know for certain. A source? That's what we also think Ciri is. And another letter. Witcher, in the ocean of possibilities, some events are more likely and some less. It is not easy to fish out the first, not even when one's intellect stretches through all time and space. In this letter for you, and I left this letter for you in the hope that, despite all odds, you will come across it one day, for I must warn you. Mankind is threatened. The prophesied destruction by the White Frost is not just the babbling of some mad she-elf. Perhaps I will have the opportunity to convince you of this in person. If not, I must rely on this letter, which you will read many years from now, and at a time when you know more than you did when we first met. Know that nothing will save the world except preparing its entire population for this catastrophe. The old tales say a child of the elder blood can stave off the danger, but I tried and failed. Ever since I have been haunted by a hideous vision, a crowned wraith, the specter of my failure. I was the chosen one, and the chosen one failed. You and your brotherhood are our only hope. When the time of the wolf's blizzard comes, men shall perish and only the Ubermen will survive. Your duty is to give the world Ubermen. Whatever you think of me, do not fail as I have failed. A. Who's A?
Hey?
Nope, I just want the book. I'm not gonna read them now. Okay, I guess I'm done in here.
Interested in books? You don't look the scholar, but well, we've
What are you
run
trying
good
to say?
drawings as well.
Okay, it was kind of funny until you brought up the drawings. Now you're just kind of a dick. Anyway, I'll come back to you later.
Farewell.
Beat you and Gwent and take your money and sell you more books and stuff. And I think... I don't know why I actually want to go back to the signpost to stop and save, because it doesn't really matter, but... it's what I was doing, so I continued to do it. Save. There we go. Alright. Because I think we're at a decent stopping point for the evening now. Simply because, well, it's getting kind of late, I'm tired, and I know we're partway through a quest, but we did talk to some people on it, so we just need to talk to some more. So, we're, you know, it's not bad quest to stop in the middle of. Huh. Okay. Well, apparently I said something that triggered ALEXA. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, it's not a bad quest to stop in the middle of, because we can just pick right back up on Thursday night at the same time. So, yeah. Let's see, let me catch up on chat. Before Dr. Pimple Popper, you had to get books on it. I know, that Boyle one, that's exactly what I was thinking. I don't know, IMB. But yeah, as Buffy pointed out, not currently a pack rat, because we have cleared out the inventory of all such things for the most part right now. But anyway, yeah, we'll be picking up on Thursday with part 13 of the Witcher series. Still in Novigrad. We're still searching for Ciri. We met up with Triss. And now we're trying to find Dandelion, because we met with a dream seer. forget exactly what she was called. Her name was Karen, so she kind of tells the future, past, has visions and dreams. More or less is what she is. So we know she found Dandelion. So Dandelion's missing. Zoltan told us that. So he's searching half of the list of Dandelion's women. We're searching the other half. So we made it through a couple of them, and we've got a few more to go. And then hopefully we'll find Dandelion and find out more about where Ciri is and what she's up to, why she's in town and hasn't said anything, because, you know, we'd like to see her. You'd think she'd want to see us, but what can you do, right? But anyway, so that's that. So Thursday, 7:30 Arizona time, so 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. We will pick up where we left off in the middle of this quest, so it should be fun. As always, thank you everybody for hanging out. I had a good time. Buffy, Gray, Marcia, I know I saw you in here earlier. Viewers have gone up and down. It looks like we've got 5 people in. I know I'm one of them. So looks like we've got maybe a couple people that aren't in chat, so thank you guys for hanging out, stopping by and hanging out. I hope you had fun. Again, apologies about the 2 interruptions for deliveries with the dogs, but again, they were for the benefit of the stream. So Thursday should look somewhat better because I'll be able to move my monitor, move my camera, and that'll be fixed. And then probably the weekend stream will be the one where I have a new processor in the computer and I can actually bump up the resolution for y'all and everything, and it should look better. And also, just so everyone knows, this weekend's stream, I know I usually do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. This week I'm doing Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, because we have our new bed coming, which we are way overdue for, so hopefully sleep will improve a little bit there. And don't know what time on Saturday coming, but we all know Murphy's Law, and whatever time I streamed is when it would come, and they will be here for a lot longer, so I figured I'd just bypass all that aggravation and the audio assault for y'all and stream on Sunday. So yeah, Thursday 7:30 p.m. and then Sunday at 10:15 a.m. again Arizona time. So, you're welcome, Buffy. See you on Thursday. See you on Thursday, Gray. Actually, Gray, I'll probably see you sometime tomorrow in Darth's chat as well. So, everybody have a great evening. Again, thank you for hanging out. It's been a lot of fun, and I will hopefully see you all on Thursday. Tell your friends, bring some friends. It'll be a party. Yeah, catch you guys later.